Welcome to Fieldsports Britain, coming to you from storm-battered England. Coming up, some of the most expensive shotguns I've ever seen.
These girls are all beautiful, they really are.
We've got new Stump, we've got hunting YouTube, we have Hallo Charlie. First, reporting from the Pheasant front line, Andy Crow is on a beater's day. It's that big thank you at the end of the season when the guys who've spent the last few months backstage become the headline act.
I haven't done a lot of beating, but I've helped them out, putting the cover crops in, because I've done my cruciate ligament, so I haven't been able to go beating at all. Well, I did a few days early on before I did my leg. But no, it's just the way of Mike and Les thanking me for putting the cover crops in and helping out, really.
The beaters and picker-uppers have been looking forward to this day all year, and Andy finally has a gap in his agricultural diary to accept one of Les and Mike's invitations.
I love it here. Like I said before, I've worked here 22 and a half years, so I know the ground really well. And it's good ground, it's good pheasant ground. You get some good high birds here. Andy's here today. He's further down the line. He's in the hot spot. As it goes, he picked a better number than what his dad did.
After a season's beating, Baby Crow is also one of the guns, and no doubt father and son will be keeping an eye on each other's performance today. This part of North Kent has some impressive valleys, and they deliver the sort of birds you'd expect from the surrounding high-level launch pads. However, Crow does get some shooting, and a bloody ear from retrieving a pheasant from cover. And just in case you weren't aware, Crow needs to keep the red stuff off the Lincoln.
Yeah, I'll show you it.
So was it a cock pheasant that pecked you in the face, or a hen pheasant?
No, it was a cock pheasant, went through the grounds and I went after it.
It pecked you, didn't it?
No, it didn't peck me, Dom.
It pecked you.
No, it did not, Dom.
I had to go and help you, didn't I?
Yeah, no.
Do you breed them big, those pheasants around here? They don't
They are big. Yeah, you don't want to be getting blood on the barrel. It takes the, if you don't get it off, it dries on there and it can take the fluid off. Blood's a bad thing for barrels. So, lucky I'm right-handed, not left-handed.
Dom is also here today and knows all too well which buttons to press with the Crowman.
That's something that ain't seen much of lately, pigeon.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a rare sight, Andy Crow holding a dead pigeon.
Yeah.
Andy who?
Would you like to take your pigeon home, sir?
I didn't shoot it. Why are you laughing, David?
Just in case you didn't know, that's an unhappy crow. But it doesn't last long. To make sure the guys get the most out of the day, we are powering on through the drives until we can't take any more. This next one could offer up quite a few pheasant and partridges. Most of the season it's been difficult to access thanks to the weather.
Birds are a bit jumpy here.
What's that, Mike?
I haven't been able to shoot it this year because it's been so wet. That's why it was a bit of a walk today. We did it the other day and we shot over 100 birds off of it, which was quite nice. A lot of partridge there was in it. I was on peg number 1, which is usually that good, and I had 11 pheasants. I had 11 pheasants and 9 partridge, which was really nice.
Crow gets some decent sport here, and it shows how important it is not just to shoot straight, but load straight too. When the birds come, there's an off switch, and fumbles can cost you a brace.
The good thing was the shooting was right away from number 1 right the way down to number 10. So it wasn't. Usually this drive it is 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. They usually get the, well, they don't usually go as high as 10, but up to 9. But they usually get all the shooting, 1, 2 and 3, not quite in it. But today everything went over everyone, so everyone got some good shooting, so some nice birds. It made my day. I see my boy knock a couple of partridges down at the end there. That's the first partridge he shot, so that was nice for me. Shame he's so far up, but I was watching him. I haven't taken my eyes off him all day, so.
Andy's long-term tester gun has been serving him well this season. He's added a Jack Pike stock pad to the Lincoln, and it's definitely made the difference. Again, showing proper fit is vital to get your shooting to its full potential. Andy's using Game Bore Black Golds today, but not his usual.
One of the lads that shoots here, he's given me a box of 30 grams to try out. I usually shoot either 32s or 34s. I did use some of these 30s earlier. They're they seem a bit faster than the 34s. Of all the fibres I've used, to me, the black gold have gone the best. And if they're good enough for Jules, they're good enough for me.
The pressure is on this drive. Crow Jr. is in front of Andy, who is back gun.
He had a nice one there. He was a bit chippy. I just finished it off. It probably would have made the wood. It's better dropping it down out in the field. It's easier to pick as let it drift in the wood and struggle to pick it. So I'll just finish that off. But no, he had a nice one there.
Both of them shoot well, though there's plenty of debate at the end of the
I
drive.
finished that off.
No, you didn't.
They picked that. He's got that.
He's picked that.
That chap's got that.
He's picked up
He's
one.
got that hen.
I thought they were expecting 4 out there. I expected at least 4 birds. They shot like a demon.
Oh, you said left and right?
Did you have left and
No,
right? He didn't hit him before you.
No, did he? Hell. Cut, I'm going to hit him.
We'll leave him to it. The bag is building nicely, although the plumage on this hen suggests there might even be the odd chicken slipping in. We're back in the valley where we started, and once again Crow plays back gun. Not everything gets past, but there are another couple of crackers.
Bit behind it with the first barrel, but we'll have it in a second. No, that was a nice one there.
Just as forecast, the weather closes in, but there are enough birds to keep the guns warm.
Just like to say thanks to Mike and Les and the beaters that have done the work today, really. The ones that don't do the shooting. So no, it's been a good day.
And thoroughly deserved. As we all know, the shooting industry would be a much poorer place without the thousands of people who give up their free time to ensure a good driven shoot is as slick as a West End performance. Thank you, Mr Crow, and if you'd like to see more Crow How videos, click on the screen that's magically appeared up there in the sky behind me. Now more birds heading for the table. It's David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. After 25 years as joint masters of the Duke of Buccleuch's foxhounds, Trevor and Sally Adams are stepping down at the end of this season. A testimonial day's hunting and evening party will be held on the 1st of March to celebrate the work they've done for the hunt and the hunts around Scotland. Trevor was the leading spokesman for fox hunting as the Scottish Government tried to ban it, and he was also the architect of the MFHA Scottish Protocol that all Scottish packs now adhere to. Help for Heroes has sent 23 budding countryside enthusiasts to Wiltshire for an introduction to country sports. They enjoyed talks and a visit to Barney Stratton's game shoot in Stockton, where they learnt about beating and picking up, and later in the day tried shooting at a local playground. As the Winter Olympics gets underway in Sochi, look out for the biathlon events, which involve skiing and shooting. It'll be the last Olympics for Norway's Ole Einar Bjørndalen, aged 40, excuse pronunciation, already the most successful biathlete in Olympic history with 11 medals. He'll be looking to add to his 6 golds in Sochi in what will be his 6th Olympics. Meanwhile, a new sponsor has secured British biathlon's future. Aspen Healthcare Solutions has put up what is believed to be a 6-figure sum after the British Army cut its contribution. There are biathlon events almost every day from the 8th to the 22nd of February. Ely Hawk has brought out 2 new shotgun cartridges. The Ely Amber, promoted by BBC Young Sports Personality of the Year Amber Hill, is specifically designed for female shooters. Still fast, but with a reduced recoil system. The Ely Rebel is a 21-gram and 24-gram load in 12 ball that also offers a lower recoil, but doesn't look so girly. German Antis are trying to get a local conservation officer fired because he went elephant hunting in his spare time. Udo Wedekind shot the animal during a hunting trip in Botswana last year. He then posed for 2 pictures with its carcass, which he shared with friends in Germany. There's a new American Civil War over ducks. Wildfowlers in Louisiana are blaming this year's poor duck season on duck shooting interests in the north and Midwest, who grow crops and then flood fields, providing the birds with food and local hunters with good shooting, but holding back the migration. There are even accusations that duck hunting body Ducks Unlimited is heating ponds in order to hold duck. Ducks Unlimited has hit back, saying that although flooding goes on, it makes no difference to most migrating birds, and that the organisation's southern accusers have been watching too many videos on YouTube. And finally, the polar vortex weather system that's been hanging over Canada, the USA and Northern Europe has been quite literally freezing wildlife solid. These photographs from Norway show fish driven towards the seashore by predators were iced. An ice skater found this fox frozen as it swam. This frog never made it across the pond, and here is a moose that fell through the ice into a lake and drowned. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David. Next up, let's find out what you lot have been up to. It is Hallo Charlie. Here's what the world's up to this week.
Hello Charlie, Paul Woody, on the north coast of Scotland, looking over the Atlantic, best patrol. Aren't we, boys?
Hello Charlie, Richard here. Out for the second night swimming control on the family shoot. Out with my mate Ben from Mega Brothers. We brought along Jens from OMI Europe. We took him out around family to see what we could get.
Hello Charlie, it's Nick Rudisell again. Opening day of gun season in Indiana and got my first deer this year. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.
Send us your own Hallo Charlie. Film yourself on your mobile phone, just a sentence saying Hallo Charlie, who you are and what you're up to. Then share it or email it via YouTube, Facebook, Dropbox, or you send it, you name it, to charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Now, I have seen some beautiful guns in my time, but these really take the Browning biscuit. You may have heard of Americans who have extraordinary collections of guns. I have been staying with one of them. Here are the Brownings of Brownsville.
I look at gun engraving like I'm looking at a painting, a piece of art. A lot of people can't really do it. A lot of people are losing the ability to do it today, and they're going to manufactured engraving. They're stamping the guns now, or acid etch the guns. And that's not really engraving. Engraving is with a little hammer and a chisel and working very hard and very long. So this is truly, truly, in my opinion, an art, a fine art, and it's disappearing little by little.
These guns look too good to use in some ways. Do you feel that, or are you happy to use them?
No, I use them all, but I'm just extra cautious when I use them. Like having a fine watch. You wouldn't have on a fine Rolex watch and go jump in the Gulf of Mexico with it.
It's not just duck. Fausto uses the engraving on his guns to show off a variety of birds.
First of all, I was going to have him do what I would call the Playboy gun, with the Playboy bunnies and so forth, and the rabbit. But then I realized that I would get in trouble for the trademark infringement. So I said, well, just engrave some beautiful girls, and on one gun I want handsome hunting dogs, and in the other gun, I want good, beautiful racing horses. And he did just that. And these girls are all beautiful. They really are.
None of them known to you personally?
All nude, by the way, I must say. And I don't know any of them personally. Kind of wish I did.
The guns are there to commemorate almost anything in Fausto's life, including his wife.
Again, this is a Browning 20 gauge. And I'm looking here, and Sandra's on one side, and I'm on the other side. And this is an image of our dog, Bo, our lab, Bo, at the time.
They must be fairly expensive to get done, that level of engraving. If I wanted to commission some, what's my starting price?
I would say today, now it wasn't this 30 years ago, but today I would say, if you want something like this, you're going to need to start out with a budget of about $30,000, not including the gun.
Fausto loves the unusual, even the fabulous.
It's so heavy, I haven't used it that much. I mainly use it for clay target shooting, sporting clays. And the reason is that everybody walks out with 2 shells in their gun, and I've got 4. And the first time I used it, I walked out and everybody would go boom, boom, and hopefully break two targets, right? Well, I went boom, 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 boom. Everybody fell out of their chairs. They didn't know what was going on.
It is a truly stunning, if eccentric, collection of guns. Fausto knows what he wants, and he has got it. For your own bespoke Browning, speak to the Browning Custom Shop. Go to the Browning website to see what's on offer. You keep saving your pennies and you could have a collection like that too. It does help, I noticed, having oil and nodding donkeys in your back garden. Next up, let's see what the wider world of hunting and shooting has been up to on YouTube. It is Hunting YouTube. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting and shooting videos that YouTube has to offer. First up, James Cullen recommends the thoroughly deserving Josh James Kiwi Bushman, who is here raft hunting for a deer somewhere in New Zealand. I'm a fan of the German hunting magazine Halali. Here is its film Hirschjagd auf Islay, meaning red stag stalking on the Scottish island of Islay. The mag looks like it is making the jump to video effortlessly. Another nice film from the Germans is Steinbockjagd in Kyrgyzstan, an ibex shooting trip in Central Asia. Now for some great honker hunting action in Alberta. Lots of bangs with Claudio Ongaro. YouTube is launching plenty of Northern Hemisphere goose shooting films at the moment. Must be the time of year. Back to Earth, Fur Harvesters NWT is a new reality series for TV in the USA and Canada, planned for the autumn of 2014, and here is its trailer, promising unprecedented access to the rough and rugged style of a northern trapper. There are some new Monteria films out on YouTube. I like this one. It's a fairly accurate representation in 1 minute 42 seconds of what a day's driven big game in Spain is like. Back in Blighty, new British sporting agency Venantium.com has a new YouTube channel. It offers this unusual film, a pheasant's eye perspective of a drive on an English shoot. And finally, In Pursuit of Coney Part 1 has The Ratting Chap, out after rabbits with ferrets. You can click on any of these films to watch them if you are missing the fishing films and the airgun films. Watch our new shows Airheads and Fishing Britain. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, send it in via YouTube or email me the link, charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Well, if none of those take your fancy, let's have a look at what else we at Fieldsports Channel have been offering this week. The Welsh piscatorial wizard Howell is off to find the cheapest fishing tackle he can. Just how cheap is it to start fly fishing? And to prove it, he takes the kit fishing. It's good value fluff chucking. I am off down to the Somerset Levels to see a coarse pond that's avoided the flooding, and living legend Jan Porter talks us through everything pole fishing as he pulls out roach and skimmers. Airheads features air gunning royalty with YouTube sensation Ted from Ted's Holdover channel. We've also got Jerry Moss talking big bore rifles and Peter Zammit showing us some of the quietest rifles on the market. It's everything the air gunner needs. Right, back to me, and if you're watching this on YouTube, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button that's somewhere around the outside of the screen, or go to our webpage fieldsportschannel.tv, where you can click to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter, or pop your email address into the constant contact box and we'll constantly contact you. This has been Fieldsports Britain. Goodbye, good hunting, good shooting and good fishing.